Peace and blessings to all God's people. I pray this finds you well. Recently, my sister and my home church took a, let's just say, excursion over to Kentucky, over there to Noah's Ark. And I mean, it was a fun field, good fellowship. Shout out to Pastor Lomax and all my church family there in East Tennessee. Yes, I'm here in Nashville, and I attend 8th Street. My pastor there is Reverend Cordell Simpson, and he's over 8th Street, and I attend that church. But Pastor Simpson has history down in East Tennessee, too. He's well known there, but I digress. As I was saying, my home church went over to Kentucky, and my sister went over there, and a bunch of the church members, the elders. I'm always, it just gives me joy just to be among them and see them. Had a good time. But what I'm going to speak to you today is about Noah. This inspired me, to some of my earlier studies about Noah. And I'm going back now 40, 50 years, and I'm explaining to you how my search came now. I don't want you to just get locked into what I did. I want you to take it, put it into your machine. I searched it, you research it, and find your blessing. Okay. During this time, I was studying the Dead Sea Scrolls, and I had came by the Ethiopian Bible that had books that the 66 books of the King James Version didn't have in it. But this, like I said, this is many years ago, and you have to take in consideration my level of understanding at this time. Now, I took in the raw data, and I ran across this story. It's in the book of First Enoch in the Ethiopian Bible, and it speaks of the birth of Noah. And what they're talking about there is that this child, prophecy had foretold of him coming to take on the commission of building an ark and all that. But when he was born as a child, his mother's name was Bathenosh, Bathenosh, Bathenosh. His father, Lamid, he was thinking, wait a minute, is this my son? Noah was born, he had a certain brilliance, a certain presence about him, that his father, Lamech, who was the son of Methuselah, he thought, now wait a minute now, we got those fallen angels here, Nephilim, Anunnakins, whatever you want to call, and in the book of Genesis, it speaks about it in chapter 6, verses 1 through 4, about how the sons of God went into the women of men. Well, the offspring they had were called the Nephilim or the Anunnakin. And that's a whole video within itself, but I don't want to get trapped in there. But Lamech, the son of Methuselah and Noah's father, was thinking, has one of these Nephilim got in here and got with my wife and she done something behind my back? What I'm getting across here is with whether or not this happened or not, that's not important. I'm talking about the characterization and the narrative and how that narrative leads your mind to entertain higher heights rather than try to confine it to things here on earth. Okay. So like I said, I searched it. I want you to research it. But anyway, he said, wait a minute, now, is this my child? I mean, there's something going on here. So he went to his father, Methuselah, and then the text, Methuselah, Enoch, he walked with God, and he's just taken up. Well, Enoch is Methuselah's father. So Methuselah, being in the spiritual realms, he went, prayed to, and asked through the ancestral lineage, hey, what's going on here? So it was revealed to Methuselah, no, his wife didn't do nothing wrong. Noah is a special child. He has a special commission. Y'all get around him, put a hedge of protection around him, keep him safe. He has an anointing on him. Okay, now, I'm just saying, listen to the language I'm using here and try to follow me. Okay, so, still, Lemaitre had his suspicions, I mean, he was a man. And see, a lot of times we get the office a person has. In Lemiche's case, he was a father. And fathering and mothering, parenting in general, it don't come with no rule book. I mean, you have human confinements that you have to deal with, but if you're dealing with a spiritual child, you might mistakenly think that child, rather than being an instrument of God, is some form of demonic imbalance. Okay, so what happened out of this particular story here? We see today around us, don't get the office of something confused with the person. Let's always be mindful that salvation, by whatever way you know it, it comes available to all people. But we speak in one side of our mouth as though we're this highly evolved group of people that's so ready for any type of abnormalities. But let me tell you something. Whatever your spiritual journey is, if you're not prepared to anticipate certain abnormalities, and you can take that any way you want to take it, you're in for a rough ride. As a matter of fact, I would say that 95% of the abuse we experience is our own disgust with ourselves. So we need some instrument to help us get out of our own way. I pray something come out of here that inspires something in you. Don't be so quick to assume. You know what that word means when you break it down. Peace and blessings, one love.